Hello, Alan Steve English here, and today I'm going to go over a conversation lesson that is beach culture. And if you're a teacher, this will be kind of an example of the class and how to teach this, and I'll give a few tips. If you're a student, this will be a preview. I'll go over some of the vocabulary and yeah, you can come. We're here in Jiheng, and this is my classroom. So yeah, before we get into the lesson, this is my clipboard. I recommend a magnetic clipboard. I keep my attendance here, and for every day I write down notes, mistakes, and expressions for each student. And they really appreciate the feedback. They want to be corrected, but you don't want to correct them in the middle of class. So you just take notes, and you can review and go over those notes collectively at the end of the semester or each class. And you won't lose it. This won't disappear somewhere. Just keep it right here on the board. I have another whiteboard over here where I put their mistakes and especially helpful feedback over the course of the semester right over here. That little whiteboard there. So it's important that the students can feel and measure their progression. They might tell you they just want to free talk, but that gets old after a while. You've got to chart that progression. So let's talk about beach culture today. The first term here is fun in the sun. And I always have my students read these vocabulary because this is a chance for you to check their pronunciation. I have no students here today, sadly, so I'll read this for you. Fun in the sun means to enjoy oneself in sunny weather. And an example sentence is included here. I've been stuck indoor all days. Let's head to the beach. I'm ready for some fun in the sun. So, after I have my student read this, I give an example or I talk about it a little. That's because the students need a little time to think. It's their second language, so they need some time to understand, collect their thoughts before they can give an example sentence. They need to give an example sentence because they need to connect this to themselves so they won't forget the vocabulary and to demonstrate they understand. So for me, I'm talking now so the students have time to think. For me, fun in the sun, I think of especially children. Children that get stuck inside, they want to go out and play. And so finally they break out and they get to play in the nice weather, in the sun. It's this kind of feeling. But for me, I have a family and I like to head to the beach for some fun in the sun. Get a little sun umbrella on the beach, get a beach ball, play with the kids, read a book, chat with the wife, have some wine with the wife, go play in the water. To me, this is fun in the sun. How about you? How about you? How about you? Can you give an example? Is there something you like to do in the sun? And segue to the next student. Our next term is dive spot. This is a specific place that recreational scuba divers go to enjoy the underwater environment. Example, excellent. There is, if you are looking for some excellent scuba diving, head to the dive spots on the beaches of France. So this is travel themed around the world. So these are examples of beach culture around the world, because most people love travel topics. So again, I'll go first. In Florida, I'm from the US. There's a lot of great dive spots around big shipwrecks, because there's a lot of sea life and critters and coral that grow, and an environment sprouts up around these big ships that sunk. They become basically an underground city. And I visited this dive spot of the shipwreck, and it's about 90 feet down, and it was amazing. And I saw a shark, and I was scared. And I got out of the water, that's what I remember. And I saw a turtle that was about the size of a car, as well as a sea turtle. That was pretty cool. So, how about you guys? Are there any dive spots, any famous dive spots in Korea? Is scuba diving popular in Korea? Again, you can relate as a student, connect this. The next one is salinity, the concentration of dissolved salt in a given volume of water. Now that's difficult. That's a difficult vocabulary. For some definitions like that, you need an image. So I've got my TV here, and I just pop that up and show the students, and they can get an idea what I'm talking about. So for example, you can head to the beaches in Israel and float in the famous high salinity beach. That's the Dead Sea. So show them some pictures so they can understand. There's maybe 10 times more salt. So you can just kind of float more than the regular ocean. The next one is floating village. Again, I'll show an image of a floating village. That's a group of floating houses, smaller than a town, which is residential and self-sufficient. Head to the beaches in Vietnam and stop by the floating villages. They were originally built for fishermen returning to sell their fresh catches from the previous evening. Each village has become self-sufficient and even has its own police station. Okay, so have you heard of this before? Have you ever seen this? And then we're going to go to the image and talk about this. Talk about the image, describe it. Images, you've got to work with images as well. Description is an important part of speaking English, being able to describe things, and a lot of test English. This is a big factor, the ability to describe. And the last one we have here is sunning. Sun tanning, get some rays. Example, head to the beaches in Miami, Florida if you want to catch some strong rays and do some sunning. So in my case, when I was young, in America we have this idea that tan is beautiful or attractive. So I remember I would always try to tan when we went to the beach, get a tan. I'm too white, I always got burnt. And I don't know why it took me so long to figure out that what's the point? I'm just burning up my skin, exposing myself to skin cancer. So yeah, but in America we love to go sunning. The feeling of the sun is great. I think in Korea, maybe sounds a little strange. How about here in Korea? Do you have this kind of culture? Do people like to go sunning? Segue to the student. Okay, so hopefully that was a little helpful. Hopefully, if you're a student, you can kind of get a idea. Now, I want to keep teachers and myself, you want to keep the class student-based. So you want the students talking 80 to 90% of the time. I only want to be talking 10%. Unfortunately, I had to talk a lot in this video. I do not in my classes. Again, I just am a buffer so I can guide my students, give them some time to think, and also to give them feedback. That's it for today. I'm gonna do a few more of these to give you guys an idea, to give the students a preview. And yeah, just if you're a teacher, scroll down and you can get the lesson at Hal and Steve. If you're a student, just come by and see us. I'll give you a tour. It's a pretty big place. It's an old art one. I'll talk to you guys later.